I think we are live. We are live, my friends. This is Songwriter Shop Talk number. I have absolutely no clue what it is. I've lost track. I should, I should count them. I really should. But yeah. Am I? What is it? 3 months, maybe 4 months since we started this show. So if you multiply that by four, there you go. And if you're not drinking wine, you can do a lot better math than I can currently. And that's how many shows we've had so far. So, yeah, you're listening to the voice of Menno. If you're listening to this on Steam and you're not participating on the conversation on MSP, on Discord, you are missing out. You are missing out because even though this show is supposed to be about music and songwriting, it's a show about life. But we just use music as a language to understand it. Cope, my voice is crackly. Actually, funny enough, that might mean that Global could cycle the source. Even though we do it as a joke, it actually does need to happen every now and then. So he's gonna take care of it. Bet you can hear me. That's good. And today, my guest, even though he is also a songwriter, and even though he has been featured as a songwriter in the show, and even though he's my little brother, today he's not here to talk too much about his own songs, but talk about an initiative that he started some months ago and how it's been going and the amazing music that has spawned from that initiative. So today I asked my brother Pechi Chemena on Steemit to come talk to me about the Cover a Steemian initiative that he started all those months ago. And I don't know, share how he feels about it, what he thinks is going to happen in the future, and all that good stuff. So, Pechi, we were sound checking, so unless you fake newsed me, you should be able to hear me well, and people should be able to hear you. Okay. So look at that. But yes, uh, now they can't hear you. They can't hear Pechi. I don't know what that means. If I can hear you, they should be able to hear you too. So I don't keep on talking, Pechi. Let's see if
Hello, hello. Am I too quiet?
can you guys hear him or no? Because Global could hear us.
Um.
Yeah, he's supposed to be in the same room as I am. And
Oh, now I am.
oh, you were not in the same room as me. How does that make sense?
Exit both the air room and come back in. Okay, let me do that.
Okay, so well, this is live radio, so this kind of thing happens. And if you're listening to this in a recording, then to you is not going to be an issue. But yeah, Pechi,
Okay, how about now?
can you guys hear him now, or still no? Still no audio. Can somebody confirm if you, Pechi, keep on talking because if obviously they could hear me.
Okay, yeah. Now,
Okay,
now I see a lot of yes in the audio in the chat
awesome.
room.
Okay, now it's perfect. Well, I think we might be getting some weird audio issues. Bacon sizzling. I don't know what that means. We might be having to cycle the source yet again. But we can't spend this whole time talking about. Hello, farms. We can't spend this whole time talking about the audio issues. So let's start talking about this. Tell me, Pitchy. I know we talked about it very briefly back in the day when I first invited you onto the show. When we first did, yeah, I think it might have been week number 3 of the show, and you had
Yeah.
just started with the cover of Steamian. So tell me again, for those who didn't hear that show, for those who are listening to this for the first time, what is that all about and how it started?
Well, it basically started. I guess the inspiration comes from two particular events, and the first one would be that time in which Tarot by Fergus covered Basil Marbles. I don't remember when. It was a long time ago. For open mic, there was no initiative. He just did it because I don't know. He just wanted to give it a little tribute to a fellow Steamian. And I remember that how that was so cool. I mean, like how the community, like, it was like a big hawk pit that that happened because of that. And then Basil Marples the next week covered Tarot Back, and I saw like this friendship that was established, like at least musically. I don't know if they chat, but you know, in that moment they became friends. You know, I could kind of see that. So I thought that was like a very cool moment, and it just stuck like in the back of my head. And then the other person that inspired this was Gmux Moxie, because he started a well, he has an initiative called Introduce a New Steamian, which he basically um, invites people to the platform and makes he shields them. He makes like an article about them, and whatever that post makes, he transfers it to the new person that is joining in, like a little, you know, good luck kick. And also the cipher does it. So I'm like, okay, I kind of just put the two together, and it's like, let's do like a cover Steamian. Like, why not, you know, having other people cover music that is being created on the platform, and the little catch is that whatever that post makes, you give it to the author of the song. And it has been like it's a small initiative, but it's been very steady because I there hasn't been a week in which at least I haven't had one cover ever since I started it. So it's I'm always like helping people, like, you know, get that extra push to just do a little tribute to another musician. And it's funny because there's people that are shy, and I'm on that side. I'm a little bit shy, and you need that friend that gives you, you know, that little extra push. You know, that friend that you have that just push you to the dance hall.
Yeah.
And then once you're there, it's like, okay, why not? And then you just start a little awkward dance, and then you just enjoy it. So I'm like that little friend. Like, I'm the guy that just gives you that extra push because you can back it up on the initiative.
You know what it is like, as much as we, of course, we all want to like make money from the music that we make. Let's be honest, we would like to get compensated for the art that we do and all this stuff, all of us, no exception. I think also a coin that we might fail to identify is that of recognition, right? And I think that in many ways is just as valuable, which is to say, basically, if I am writing songs and somebody likes it enough to do a cover of my songs, do I rather have that magical moment, that recognition, that appreciation of my art, of what's in my heart, or $10? And you know, and I'll take,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm saying $10 because like payments right now on Steam are kind of low. So I'm kind of using that number, a little skimpy number there. But my point is, the latter is a lot more valuable. I mean, at least for me. Maybe I'm an idealist, but if somebody likes something that I've written so much to make it its own, that's it. Like I immediately love that person back because they showed me love in the best way possible. And so by the way, and today we are going to play some songs. That was the point of this show. We're going to play some of the, in Pecci's opinion, and in my opinion too, some of the best covers of Steamians so far. When we first started the radio show, Pecci came onto the show. I think there was just one or two at that moment in time, and it would have been a very short show to do a show about cover Steamian. But now I don't even know
Yeah,
how many
maybe
songs we
one
have.
entry, and one entry would there would be like two entries, and one would be mine at that point.
At that point. But now we have actually a very good
I,
selection, so we might do
yeah,
this even.
I actually I mean, I'm leaving people out because there's a lot of entries.
Yeah, there's no way to
Um,
do everybody, but we actually
yeah.
have so many songs today to share with you guys that we're probably not going to do as much talking as we normally do in this show. Even though this is a music show, we talk so much. Like I talk so much, I should probably check myself, but I talk a little too much. I blame the wine. However, today we got so many songs to share, and so many of them are absolutely awesome that I'm going to make it a point to start playing them
Yeah,
as
and
soon as possible.
I'm happy. Like for example, this initiative has brought some nice moments. For example, um, there's a particular um, Lore Ibero. She's from Venezuela. That she won one of the covers team and the biggest payouts, one of the biggest payouts, and she actually bought a guitar with that, and she made a post about it, like how she was grateful about it, and that felt good.
Yeah,
And
I remember that. That was awesome.
the other good one of the things that happened was Afro, who was the first guy I covered, who I started the initiative with. He disappeared from Steam like for months because I did the cover, and then I never heard back from him. It's like, okay, maybe he will never hear it, but at least the initiative started with it. And then like 2 or 3 months later, he wrote me back. It's like he actually logged in maybe to cash out and found the message and the initiative and what this whole thing the whole thing that happened while he was out, and that there was at least one guy that cared about his art, and he's coming back. So it's like he's actually in the process of writing new songs, and it's like I'm really happy you know that happened.
Well, for sure.
So
That's a magical thing. That's a magical thing when somebody feels recognition and appreciation for their art. That says a lot, and that's why I guess Team in that sense is a double edged sword, because a lot of people join the platform, start sharing their songs, start sharing their poems, start sharing their writing, and when they don't see the upvotes, they connect that automatically to their sense of self worth, and it's not really connected. The way that the platform currently works today, um, and this might not be the case in the future. So I don't know how well this particular audio is going to age. But the way the platform works today is that the active users are so small in comparison, and those who are looking for music are so small in comparison to that you are kind of playing a lotto. So it is unrealistic to think that just because you put an amazing song out there, it's going to be found by somebody that has a lot of steam power. Obviously, it
mhm,
does happen. Like we have amazing initiatives like Curie, making sure that some people get the recognition they deserve. But that's one initiative or two. We got OCD. There's maybe we don't need two or three of those. We need hundreds of those. But we're not there yet.
yeah,
The size of the platform is not that big, and uh, people tend to not be aware of that, or if they are aware of that, they can't really grasp what it means for us to have less than, I think at this point in time, it's like 35,000 active users per day,
yeah,
which in within the context of social media, that's absolutely nothing.
yeah.
So, but
Yeah,
then
yeah,
again,
but at the same time, we as musicians in 3D world, I'm gonna quote unquote. I mean, there's a lot of bands that are like trying for years and get no recognition. So in that sense, it's no different, you know. We're
100%.
we're a little we're a little we're a lot more lucky here because it's 10 times easier to reach out, even if we get like a small vote or a payout. I mean, there's bands that play for no audience, and they actually get there and do the whole logistics of actually performing in a live situation in
Hey,
person.
before we play the first song, and I bet you, I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna pick the first song because the first song is one that really speaks to me, and I can't even listen to the song without getting emotional. It's such a good song. So I'm gonna pick the first song, and then you can tell me the other ones in what order you want me to play them. But
Okay.
before we do that, before we get there, I'm going to share a little story for anybody who's feeling a little down right now because you think you're not getting the recognition and you're not getting the love your art deserves. I'm going to share a picture really quick. I hear you, Cope. I agree with that. But there's a reason for that goes beyond the quality of the content. Is some people make posts, but they don't get seen. Like the content discovery on Steam is terrible. We have to admit that much. Like the way that people find good content is terrible because, as we know, our trending page is absolute garbage. So if we don't really have a way to look for good content, then the good content creators don't get found, and it's a catch-22. But anyways, to finish my little story, if you are feeling down and you're feeling like you're not getting the recognition, well, that might be anecdotal. Vaccines cause avian flu. That might be anecdotal. But for the most part, the trending page is crap. For the most part. Oh, you mean like finding good content? Well, yeah, it's random. I find good stuff too. I do, but it's not easy. Maybe I find 2 or 3 posts a day that I like, and there's 100 that are absolute garbage. Anyways, to go to the story, that guy that you guys see on the screen right there. If you're watching this later, if you're listening on YouTube or on Steam, you can't see the picture. But I'm sharing a picture of a guitar player, a very famous guitar player named Joe Bonamassa. Like Joe Bonamassa is an amazing musician. I don't know if you agree with me, Pechi, but he's to me one of the best out there currently, right?
Yeah, he's one of the good guitar players, and he's actually a very good singer. So yeah,
he's an amazing singer too. He's one of the top guitar players right now. He does rock, blues. He's an amazing musician. And there's a story that I read about him that was to me a eye-opening moment, where he was already on tour. Now, keep in mind, he has been amazing since he was a kid. Apparently, he was a prodigy. Like, so when he was 12, he was already touring, right? So so he was already touring, and because when he was young, it was much more impressive to see him play the way that he plays, because I guess he's been playing like that since he was 12. He had a lot more momentum, a lot more steam, and I'm not trying to make a pun there. But as he got older, it stopped being as impressive, because a 22-year-old playing amazing blues is not as impressive as a 12-year-old. So I guess he's like 22 or something of the sort, and he had been in tour for a little while. It's been going really bad, and again, nothing to do with talent, just going really bad. And he says that one night he booked a venue. So he was on tour, booked a venue, did the show, and he played for 3 people. So his band played for 3 people: the bartender, his manager, and some random guy. So we're talking about a guy that has played with Bonham, has played with some of the greatest guitar players in the world right now, and he played for the bartender, his manager, and maybe the janitor. I have no idea. At a venue. And it so happens that he took out I don't know what they were charging, maybe $20 at the door. He said, okay, free, and opened the door so people would come in, and nobody came in. And that night, he felt like quitting. I guess he felt so defeated. We're talking about somebody who poured his life and soul into his art. He has never done anything else. All he's ever done is music, and still does music. Somebody who has done that, to go on tour, book a venue, go there, get absolutely nobody, put the door ticket for free, and still get nobody. And that night, he almost quit. That night, he said, okay, that's it. Maybe this is not for me. Maybe I need to stop. So if you think about that, like how would we react to such a thing? How would I react if I'm on tour and I get to play for the bartender and my manager? I don't know. But what's impressive about the story, and why I absolutely love it, is because he gave himself a hard look in the mirror, and he said, you know what? Fuck it. This is my calling. This is what I'm going to do. And he didn't quit. And today, he's a very successful guitar player. But what would have happened to his life if at that moment, when he had, you could say, hit his rock bottom artistically, if he would have said, okay, that's it, I'm done, maybe this is not for me, he would have missed out on his calling, on the reason why maybe he feels alive. Like, I'm not starting to talk about like some woo-woo stuff, some magical. I'm just saying that people like a sense of purpose, and people like to do what they love, and what he loves is music. So imagine when music, and I'm doing air quotes, you can't see me, betrayed him. Imagine what it requires for us to have the strength and the commitment to, at that point in time, not give up. I think that's a inspirational story. So every time I'm feeling a little down, every time I'm feeling like, oh my God, yeah, life is kicking me really hard, I try to think of it like that. What if this is my John Bonamassa moment? What if this is the moment where I'm thinking about quitting, and I'm just a few steps away of polishing my purpose, of moving forward, of growing, of being the person that I was meant to be. And with that, I move forward. Does that mean that that's easy? Of course not. And you know why I'm talking about this? Because I realize that right now the sentiment on the platform, the sentiment of a lot of people on MSP, well, anyone who participates in crypto, it's kind of like depressing. Like, oh yeah, things are horrible. What's going on? And I get it. But I think this is our little Bonamassa moment. Like, this is our John Bonamassa moment. And if we just tighten the belt buckle and we push through, we're going to be in a way better place, not that far away from now. So that's the reason I wanted to share that story. It's relevant to the conversation for 100 reasons, and I hope you guys get a little inspired from that story like I did. And now, after talking for so long, and I said I wasn't going to, let's play some music. So the first song I am going to play is you know what? I'm just gonna play it. Good night, Breeze. It's awesome seeing you.
Good night, Breeze.
Keep on keeping on. I'm just gonna play it, and then we'll talk about it. Sorry, Pitchy. If you can move yourself to the audience, I'm gonna go ahead and play the song.
I sit and gaze at the bird in a cloud, spinning round and round and round. How's it do that? How can I do that? I don't think that I can ever do that. Anchored down in the ground for too many miles down. How they do that? Why they do that? Will I ever find the strength it takes to crawl out? But I wanna rise, and I will chase a little bird, fly straight out of this dumb world. I wanna rise, and I will chase a little bird, fly straight out of this dumb world tonight.
Well, if that song is not magical, and if it doesn't hit you in the feels, I recommend you go visit a doctor, because that song is just brutally beautiful. I don't even know what other way to describe it. When Serena put that song on on the open mic week, on that open mic week when she participated with that song, I remember having that position as a judge. I'm like, if this doesn't win this week, I'm going to be so upset. And of course, it won. But I was ready to have an argument with the other judges if they disagree with me. I was like, okay, we're gonna argue really bad if this is not the winner for this week. It's one of the most heartfelt songs I've ever listened to in my life. It's just a beautiful song, and I think Priscilla did an amazing job at covering that song. It's just gorgeous. So she took it into her style, and I honestly think that is what the cover steaming is supposed to be all about. To not only do the cover, doing the chords and what or the other person, but interpreting the song with your own emotions, with your own lenses, and she made it her own. It's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, Nathan, I had Pechi message you because we're having some issues with something. So if you're listening, if you're still listening, answer Pechi, so that we can move forward with the show. Pechi, I moved you back to live on air. I think you can hear me.
Yeah. I just muted myself.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, if you're gonna start typing, make sure you don't pull aggroed. So do mute yourself if you're typing, so we don't have.
Okay.
So yeah, guys. Well, I honestly, I have maybe 3 or 4 songs of cover of Steamian that got me all emotional. That's one of them. That's the latest one. But there's a couple more on the list that we prepared for tonight.
That song, I think Priscilla uploaded it like yesterday.
2 days ago.
It's brand new, yeah. Yeah, it's brand new.
I have to say, I don't know. Maybe I'm off when I say this, but I don't know of anybody that can mix as well as Hector, so quickly. Like his stuff sounds mastered. You know what I'm talking about? Like he actually grabbed one of Serena's performances, and he just fixed the audio for her. And I happened to have the original track before Hector Hedek is the username on Steam. Fixed the audio, and I was like, man, the difference is day and night. It's pretty brutal, and he all does it with this crazy little scripts on Reaper. It makes me wonder.
I actually use them.
Yeah, I need to get on the ball with that stuff.
He actually sent them to me because I was like, I've been a Pro Tools user for the longest time, and he's like, no, you gotta drop that Pro Tools garbage, and you gotta use these scripts. I was like, you know, I'm sure your scripts won't do this and this and this and this and this because I need this, and then he just sent it all to me. I was like, I'm not using Pro Tools anymore.
It was that simple. Well, I've been a Pro Tools user for years and years. So for me, every time I try to switch to another DAW, I struggle. But I'm ready to quit them because what they've been doing lately is complete BS in my opinion. Now they have this yearly subscription, and the yearly subscription, if you miss it, I don't quote me on this one, but I think it's like $400 a year. But if you miss the date, you have to do $2,000 to renew it. So it's like, I feel like it's a complete abuse. They became a standard of the industry, and that's great. That's fine. That's dandy. But all of a sudden they decided, oh, we're the standard. Let's go ahead and rape everybody. I feel like that's what they did. Nathan, yeah, I disagree with you completely. It is an awesome track. So if you have the YouTube link, because as you know, DTube deletes, please send it to us so we can play it before the night is over. That's one of the ones that we had planned on playing because we remembered it. And DTube deletes the videos. Some people don't know this, but DTube, I don't know how long they host the videos for, but they delete it after a while. Same with DSound. and it's just if you don't do the double, which is what I recommend anybody to do at this point in time, put the DTube video and then right underneath the YouTube, then you're kind of having a post out there that doesn't have any content after 7 days. It's 7 days vaccines, avian flu, movement 19. I don't know what to call you anymore. Yeah, so that video is non-existent anymore. That's terrible. I think that kind of sucks, but at the same time I know that IPFS, which is the technology that they use, is not cheap. Hopefully they'll figure it out. Hopefully. So yeah, lately I've been trying DLive. I think DLive is going to be the default for me. DLive seems to work a lot better, and I'm sorry to say that maybe that's going to piss off some people, but DLive works really well, and that's the one I'm going to keep on using from now on. Carrie, awesome that you joined us. But you only missed one song, Carrie, so it's not too bad. You only missed one song. All right, Pechi, so what do you say we do... Oh, yes, just because he's been quiet. Why don't we do the one submitted by Serena Misu?
Okay, let's do that one.
All right, let's do this. This song is called Picture on the Wall, and originally the song was written by Dino Romanelli, and this is Serena doing...
Who is also here in the audience, so...
Also here in the
there
audience.
we go.
All right.
Hey, I'm Serena, and this is a song called Picture on the Wall, and it is by my very good friend, Dino Romanelli. Turnabout is fair play, but did you have to turn about and run away? Nothing more that I could say, except couldn't you waited just another day? I keep hearing footsteps in the hall, and I keep waiting patiently for you to call. I wasn't very well prepared for this to fall, and I still keep your picture up on the wall. Throw my hands up in the air, try to figure out a way that this is fair. Had it figured we were quite a pair, but who am I to say? And damn it, did you ever really care? I keep hearing footsteps in the hall, and I keep waiting patiently for you to call. I wasn't very well prepared for all this to fall, and I still keep your picture up on the wall. So confused on what to do. Should I fight it out or take it that it's really true? Ain't no sense in any feeling blue. In fact, I very rarely ever think about you. But I keep hearing footsteps in the hall, and I keep waiting patiently for you to call. I wasn't very well prepared for this to fall. I still keep your picture up on the wall.
And that's exactly it, Dino. What would you rather have? You rather have somebody pay you that token of love, or give you $20, $30? I don't even know. What is that worth? Like if you say, "Oh, listen, what would you rather have right now? Would you rather have that experience, feel that emotion, that one of recognition, or $20 in your pocket?" I don't think any of us would choose the $20. It's Maybe if I say $5 million, maybe like, oh, okay. Well, let me think about it. And then Tariko wants cookies. Yeah, cookies is a hard choice. I have to say, love and cookies. By the way, guys, this is gonna sound like a crazy digression, but I think all of us could use a good film, something that makes us smile, something that makes us happy. Today, Anka and I were watching this film. It's called Ferdinand. I'm going to ask Anka to drop a little picture of Ferdinand. So if you guys want to watch a movie that's going to make you laugh, that's going to make you forget about the crypto prices for a second, check out that movie. It was awesome. It was awesome. Ferdinand de Boule. Yeah, so it actually has a very powerful message too, which is another reason why I really liked it. So, Peche, are you back here? Are you typing? What are you doing?
Yes. I'm not pulling an aggro.
So let me ask you something, Peche. Do you ever worry that nobody's gonna submit anything, or you stop worrying?
No, I mean, when I usually get it, okay, when I see that no one is submitting, then I get okay. I guess I'll just do a submission myself. But it's never been that case that it's only my submission.
It
So I
hasn't
guess
happened so far.
it hasn't happened so far. But in case no one submits anything, I'm also performing certain songs. So at least it's gonna be me.
You know what though? But it's what I tell people all the time, and I learned this from an old boss of mine. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, whether it is a new initiative, whether it is that you're trying your own Discord server, whatever it is, you have to have the mindset of the head of a spear, and you have to continue and carry on and be relentless, even if you get blunt. And that analogy, when it was told to me all those years ago, is so true till this day. That means that no matter what happens, you don't stop. People can fall off. People can say, hey, yeah, let's do this. Let's take this all the way to the end. And the very next day, they can say, hey, listen, I'm sorry. And that should not affect the speed that you are walking your path. I know it's a difficult thing to do, and obviously all of us struggle with that because we all grasp at motivation and attempt to hold on to it. And I get it. I'm one of them too. I'm also human. But the truth of it is that if you're listening to this right here, or if you're listening to it on Steam, and if you have an idea, something that you want to do, there is no trick. The trick is you don't stop. And eventually it starts to happen. Because, maybe 1 or 2 weeks in, I'm sure Pechi was doubting this was going to take off. I'm sure he was thinking, oh, maybe nobody's going to want to do it. And he had his doubts.
Well, actually, when I started, I got shit about it. I was like, what?
Oh yeah,
there were
yeah,
people
you did
that were
get
complaining. Yeah,
you got some,
I
you
got
got some
I
fun.
got thrown some fun at me.
That's
Like,
right.
oh yeah, then I actually got called out by I'm not gonna mention anyone, but like I was scamming people. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm not making money from this initiative. How am I supposed to scam people?
Oh, because they thought you were gonna keep the SBEs or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't-
it's like just read the rules. I'm not getting any money from this.
Yeah, but you know what though? But and I say this not because I'm trying to put people, throw people under the bus. We all struggle with this idea. We all struggle with that mentality of scarcity, thinking like, oh, if somebody steals my song, and then and I was one of those too. Like there was a time in my life where
Dina just flagged me.
yeah, you just got flagged for being a scammer.
Mm.
There was a time in my life where I was really worried about people stealing my music. And then as I got older and as the gray hair started to show up in my beard, I don't care anymore, because if somebody steals it, that means it was good enough to be stolen. And there's ways that I can prove it's mine anyways. Like, I don't have that fear. So and I say
Yeah.
this to anybody who's considering participating of a platform like Steam and putting your songs on here. Don't be afraid, because when we're gone, when it's over, when you punch out, nobody's going to give you a trophy because, hey, man, here, you did awesome. Nobody heard your songs, but you kept them safe. Here you go. Here's a trophy. Who does that? Who's going to do that?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
well, I figured I would just at least if it moved enough energy, like even to get some fun. I mean, I guess I'm into something, and whatever you do, you're always gonna get shit, and you just at this point, I just bought an umbrella, and that's
yeah, yeah. You know what?
it.
I think it was a comedian that said this. What's the name of the guy that Gervais, Ricky Gervais?
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais is pretty brutal, but he's also a very smart man. And one of my favorite quotes of his is, he says, "It's better to do something and be criticized for it than not do shit and criticize everybody else." I love that quote of his because every time you have an idea, like whatever it is, if you're trying to do an initiative of some sort, if you have something that you want to do, especially if it's big, somebody's going to come attack you. But know that you stand on the right side of history, because those that normally attack are the ones that don't do shit. So who's the real loser?
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that. The one on the writer. Well, listen, we got so many songs that I want to keep on going. This next one, I feel a little weird about playing this song. That's right, Fratello. Grandpa used to say the same thing. This one is actually one of my songs, and it's probably the first time I've been covered by such an amazing singer, and it was a surprise for me. It was a surprise for me because I wasn't told about it at all.
Actually, it was her idea. And this is Silent Screamer, by the way.
Yeah, this is Silent Screamer, and she does it. She does the song also in her style with the violin solo and everything. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
It's a pretty amazing track.
And I'm gonna show her a little, and she might kill me later. But she always has like this. She's very radical with her ideas. It's just like, okay, we're gonna do this, and she's very pushy, but I mean it in the best way possible. And she's like, she has that confidence. She's like, okay, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do great, and if we do this, we're gonna get to trending. And now I can say it, but we actually collaborated on writing a song together, and how that conversation started, and this is completely true. It was Silent Screamer writing to me, and she started with this phrase: "Hey Pechi, you want to win open mic?"
I love it.
And we won.
And you won. You know what though? But in that sense, I admire
It's
that
great.
about her
I mean,
because
it's great.
yeah, I admire that about her. Silent Screamer, she's crazy, but in all the awesome ways. Like when she doesn't have an inch of a doubt on voicing her opinion, even if she is talking to a whale that could squash her to reputation -7, she'll be like, "No, I think that's bullshit," and I laugh because I'm like, "Oh my god, this tiny minnow! What is she like? Is she a plankton still, or is she a minnow already? She might even still be a plankton."
I think she just made it to minnow-hood.
I think
Like,
she just made it to minnow. She'll go up to
Yeah.
like a giant whale and be like, "Hey, no, this is complete bullshit. What you guys are trying to do is you're trying to steal from the people." And I'm like, "Oh," I keep on saying every time I see that, I keep on saying, "Well, if she starts to get flagged really hard, I hope that with the help piece we can heal her reputation." But because she's assertive in what she says, she doesn't curse. She can be very direct. And you could say hurtful at times, but just because she's speaking truth. So I love that about her. So I tell her, like, I love your crazy brain. You're crazy, but I love it. Don't change. So every time there's some conflict, I see Silent Screamer in there.
Yeah. But yeah, that's actually she was the brainchild of this particular cover. So.
All right,
There you
so let's play it. This song, it's a song I wrote a long time ago. It's not really about me. It's about a friend and something that I saw. I kind of wrote it as if I was him living the situation, but it's a very special song, very dear to me. And she made it awesome. She made it her own. So here we go. This one's called Wait.
Steam It Open Mic, week 81, Silent Screamer, and the song is called Wait.
Ooh, he says, wait. I feel like we're moving too fast, and I just can't take this. This distance is killing me fast, so I'm rolling around on my bed, thinking what it is that I said. He said, wait. He said, wait. Might be late. He's fighting the ghosts of the past, and I just can't take this. The drama is killing me fast, so I'm rolling around on my bed, thinking what it is that I said. Well, he said, wait. He said, wait. He said, wait. Rolling around on my bed, thinking what it is that I said. He said, wait. He said, wait. We should wait. He said, wait.
Well, as you can imagine, waking up to that song, listening to her sing it was amazing for me. It was an amazing experience. I got all teary-eyed. I got teary-eyed all over again. Because just like Dina was saying, you know, when somebody likes your music that much, to learn it, to do a cover, and then to pour their soul into it, it's indescribable. Really, that's what it is. And that's what this show today is all about. That's exactly what the show is all about today, because there's so many awesome songwriters on the platform, and they started not only to share amazing music with listeners, but also to recognize each other's soul. And in that sense, I think it's a little magical. And this initiative, it's exactly what it's been doing. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Pechi, how long did you work on this track, by the way? Because I know you had to mix it and all that stuff.
Not sure. Well, I actually had some tracks already recorded, because there's that was going to be part of an EP. It's still gonna happen, but I'm waiting on your tracks. So I'm calling you out on live radio.
Yes. You know, here's this. I have excuses though. I have good excuses. I currently don't have a good microphone to record this, a good recording setup, but that's gonna change very soon. things are gonna turn around. I'm gonna build up a studio again. Just something simple, nothing too crazy, and I'm gonna start recording vocal tracks so we can finish that EP. And that's gonna happen hopefully before the year ends. But right now, all I have is one USB microphone that costs $50, and I don't have a way to monitor properly. So,
Well, also Silent Screamer uses an USB microphone, so I did have to work a little bit of on the EQ and things, but it was it's possible. But yeah, I had some tracks already recorded. I had some stuff I had to add. So it was not that bad, but yeah, I did have to spend a couple hours there.
Yeah. So, well, that's my reasoning right now. Maybe I'll get over it. Maybe I'll start doing it regardless. But that's currently where I'm at with the recording. You know what it is? I don't know if you agree with me, Petchy, but once you have a certain level of recording, like once you've, and it's not that I ever had amazing gear. What is it that we had? I had Rode microphones.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything that was like brutally amazing, but we had some nice preamps. We had the Pro Tools set up and stuff. So when I think of going USB now, I'm like, oh man, but I had this and I had good converters and maybe it's all in my head, and maybe if I record it, it'll sound fine. But when I listen back to some of the little tests I do, I'm like, man, this is crap. Maybe it's all in my head.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not real.
Yeah, I mean, you can with you can get good quality with medium equipment. I mean, it's most of it's on our heads. I kind of do the open mic submissions on purpose, like just EQing the webcam microphone, just to remind me of that. Like, sometimes you don't need all that gizmo.
Well, Carrie, I have a snowball too, but when I record with it, it doesn't sound good to me. Like Bitchy was saying, like I was saying, it's probably in my head. Probably sounds fine, and I'm just and I think I hear something there. Maybe I don't know. Mav, I'm gonna tell you why you can't sing.
Yeah, for example, I've recorded Carla in a $4,000 microphone and haven't liked her vocal take. So.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Yep. So I guess it's subjective at
100%.
some point.
100%. One time I recorded my voice on a Dragonfly microphone, and I thought it was amazing. And right when I think back, it's like it could have been just because I was impressed of the shape of the microphone, and I thought it was just mind blowing. And I wish I could have another Dragonfly test my voice again and see if it was something to the microphone, or it was just me being an idiot. Yeah, I was just gonna say that, Mav. Yeah, the reason why you can't sing is because you don't eat avocados. Avocados have a natural oil that coats your vocal cords and allows you to sing. Yes, that's right. See, Mav knows what's up. Like I've been trying to teach him.
Bye, Dino. Thanks for stepping by.
Good night, Dino. It was awesome to see you, brother. Hopefully, you can be around for next week too. I don't know who is going to. This microphone's so pretty. Yes, there are pretty microphones, right, Bitchy? Have you not seen a microphone and go like, "Oh my God, that looks so pretty"? Like, I've seen them.
Well, my microphone, it's really cool. I had it built to specifications and my own custom color. I feel fancy.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys some beautiful microphones because I know to those who don't record, that probably sounds like I'm being weird. But when the next song plays, I'm gonna do some microphones. You might not be eating the right kind of avocados, Tarico. It's also the right kind. You gotta eat the butter avocados. Those are the good ones. Right? That's what it is. All right, so we're gonna do another song, and just to keep with the times, since we're doing like slow stuff, we're kind of doing slow stuff. I want to try to do one of the ones that you played, Pitchy. This is actually the song you were talking about earlier. It's one of the first cover Steamian tracks you did, and also not the one that started it all, but kind of the one that started it all, which is the one for a Frau, Singing Winds.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean that was the first official cover Steamian.
That was the first official. All right, so This is the one we're gonna do. Maybe that should have been the first one to be played tonight, but I never know what I'm doing. I just kind of wing the whole show, and sometimes it works out. So, all right. So this song is called "Singing Winds." The song is originally written by a Frau, which is one of the Steamians that used to participate at the open mic. He's been gone from the platform for a little while. Hopefully he's going to be back very soon. Awesome songwriter, beautiful voice. And yeah, so if he's listening to this, if he gets to listen to this, here we are paying you a tiny homage for the music that you do.
Today I sit near the statue of gold, while the wind blows on the river shore. Watch the sky change shade from the lightest blue to the lightest pink. And now prayer flags are soaring, and now the cold winds are singing. Everything in rhythm with the song that's playing. The wind, the flag, the leaves, they are swaying. Prayers of hope, prayers of peace. Will they be heard? Answered, will they be? And now prayer flags are soaring, and now the cold winds are singing. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay,
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing from Justine saying it looks like her flower sifter. It does look like her flower sister. You just destroyed my illusion. My illusion of the beautiful microphone. That's terrible. That's a beautiful microphone. Well, it was a beautiful microphone to me until you told me it looks like a flower sifter. But, yeah. Well, there's a lot of beautiful microphones, but that's actually the one that I sang in, the Dragonfly, that I thought it sounded amazing. So, anyways, that's my point. That's my point. Have you ever played or have you ever used a blue microphone, Petchy? One of those, the Dragonflies or the Baby Bottle? They have funny names.
I've used the Spark.
The Spark. I've had the Spark.
Yeah.
I had it for like 2 weeks. You know how it used to be back in the day with me. I would have gear for like 5 days and sell it. So
Yeah.
I had a Spark for maybe like 2 weeks.
Yeah. You would also sell my gear. Yeah.
But because, Betsy, like if you leave it on the floor or something, that means you don't want it, and I have to sell it. That's how it works. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked in this house.
Okay.
See, you didn't
I get
know.
it.
So tell me, Betsy.
Do I have any analog stuff? Yes, Tropio, I do. I don't use it that much anymore because time issues. You know, I have less time, and digital is more efficient, I guess. So I just have analog gear sitting in the corner.
I'll tell you guys something. Since we're talking about analog gear and we're talking about recording a little bit, And this show is chaotic. We always go all over the place. A long time ago, maybe it's been 7 or 8 years. I was playing bass for this country musician, Savannah Madison, and I got invited to a really nice studio, like a really high-end studio where like John Mayer records and stuff, like super high-end. And the recording engineer for the session, I wish I could remember his name. I can't, but he worked for Amy Winehouse. So, and he recorded, mixed, and everything for Amy Winehouse. And the dude, obviously, he was a wizard of the mixer. And we were recording and everything on an SSL board. For those who don't know, SSL is supposed to be the top of the line. Solid state logic is supposed to be as good as it gets. We're talking about a mixer that costs more than my house. And when you buy one, the way that it works, do you know the process of buying an SSL?
I don't know. It costs like $500,000, so I never even considered it.
Well, yeah. Well, depends on how many channels you want. They sell them by modules. So the way it works is like, if you want the I guess you could say the main core is a certain amount, then you say, well, I want 16 channels, or I want 32, 64, whatever, and then per channel, they charge a certain amount. So, I don't know the numbers specifically, but let's just say that this particular mixer might have been $450,000 to $500,000. So I'm talking to the guy. I'm talking to the engineer. He's not the owner of the studio. The owner of the studio is this guy named Joseph, which is Vanquish. I think it was the name of the studios. Vanquish Studios. I'll look it up. See if that's it. I'm talking to the engineer, and he's telling me, you know how you buy these things? And I'm like, no. Well, you have to call SSL, right? And they send somebody out, and they qualify you, just like buying a home. So you check your credit and all that stuff, because you don't buy those cash. Like, of course you don't buy those cash. You're gonna buy $450,000 cash unless you're selling cocaine, where you're gonna get that much on cash, right? So they're all financed, of course, and they send out a person just like if you were buying a home. They qualify you, they secure the loans, all that stuff, and yeah. So this person comes out like a consultant, right? They sit down with you, they see if you're worthy or like if you can actually buy it, and then you buy this mixer. So the idea behind using this mixer is that everything that you put through the mixer is going to sound like a hit, right? Allegedly, they call it the hit maker, because you could record a song on a digital medium, which in this case was Pro Tools as well. But if you sum the song, which is you send it through the mixer, and it gets mixed on the mixer, so the summation of the signals is on the mixer, and then it goes right back out, goes through some processing if need be, and then it goes right back into the computer. If you do that, the sound's just going to get really fat, really amazing, and that's why they charge you $450,000 for a mixer, right? That's the idea. So of course, me being somebody who had never seen one of these mixers, I'm sitting there, and this is before Roberto, like just to give you a reference, because I know Petty's going to be like, oh, but you saw one Roberto. No, this is before Roberto. And I'm sitting there and going like, oh my God, this is gonna be. And of course, it sounded awesome. The studio monitors that they had there were amazing. They had the Genelecs. They had what's the other one? So Adams.
Adams, yeah.
Adams. They had Adams. They had some really nice stuff. Like some in there, I'm slobbering. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had this stuff. And then when the owner of the studio leaves, Joseph, the name of the guy, I remember him. I remember him because that's your name. That's the name of our older brother, but I can't remember the name of the engineer. He tells me, you know what? He said, like, we got really friendly. I tend to befriend everybody, and he says to me, you know, all this is bullshit, right? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? I mix everything at my house. I'm like, oh, you don't mix here? No, never. I take everything home, and I mix it at my house. And how do you mix? He's like, I got a Digi 002. Check that out, Digi 002.
The Yo Pro Tools.
That he upgraded though. He changed a few things on it. I don't remember the name of the upgrade, but it's a Lion Audio or something like that. You can look it up. Lionheart, Darkheart, something of the sort. He upgraded it. He paid like $2,000. Upgraded they changed the internal clock. They changed a few things.
Oh yeah, Black Lion.
Black Lion. That's it. Yeah, Black Lion. He upgraded it. He uses he doesn't use NS10s. Awesome that you said that, Tropio. He doesn't use NS10s. He uses a clone of NS10 monitors made by another company called Alesis, right? Which is you could say that like I don't know, like the generic Yamaha brand kind of deal.
Yeah, those
Of
are the ones that I have here.
yeah,
The Alesis MK1. I have them here.
yeah, but he uses Elise's clones of Yamaha NS10s, and that's it. And he mixed all of Amy Winehouse tracks on that shit, and it makes you go like, what? So what is all this stuff I see, all this freaking controls and all these outboard gear and all this stuff? And he's like, man, it's all bullshit. Like now here's the deal though. He can't say that to a client, right? He's not gonna bring somebody from the outside who this artist, the country singer that I was recording for. We recorded only three tracks that day, and we were doing it Nashville style, so it was all live. But they were paying, I don't even know, like $60-$70 an hour. So you can't tell somebody who's paying that much for the studio time plus the engineer. That was a studio rental plus the engineer. Hey, by the way, it's all bullshit. Of course you can't do that. So you gotta no, this is how it works. You see this here? That's why it's gonna sound good. You see this? See this right here? Okay, see this? Yeah, this one here, I paying 25 grand. I mean, you have to justify what you're charging. But the dude, at the end of the day, he just took a little hard drive home and mixed it all in his house. He didn't do it in the SSL. Honestly, I probably shouldn't be saying that because I'm kind of destroying the business of a lot of these engineers. But who cares? Oops. You know, oops. The truth is, that they know it. They know it. So nowadays, you can have an amazing song mixed in the box as long as you know what you're doing. You don't have to spend $500,000 on outboard analog stuff. That's all BS. All BS.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually learned some dirty secrets from the mixing business because I was an assistant for an engineer for, I don't know, 6 months, 7 months. That's how I learned it. And I would see stuff like that every day. It's like, you know, getting a session and having like 4 microphone takes of a bass track, and he would just go like, okay, where's the direct line, and just delete everything else. And it's like, this is bullshit. This is what we need. It's like, what? So
look at Nathan saying that one of the best engineers in the world, Andrew Sheeps, I don't know if that's how you said it, or Sheps, mixes Grammy-winning albums using his headphones on a laptop. Well, that kind of says it all right there. So, yeah, no doubt, the SSL is overhyped. No, I'm not saying that, just use a potato with a cable and record like that. That's not what I'm talking about. You don't have to take it to the other extreme. What I'm talking about, it's more like there's a certain amount of money that you could invest on gear, and the rest is going to be your ability to use that gear. It's probably going to be more important than you investing in more and more gear. So for those who are attempting to record, attempting to do this stuff, like invest a lot of your time on learning your tools, and not so much on buying new stuff, because it becomes what do they call that? Gas, the gear acquisition syndrome.
Gear acquiring.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like you just end up buying shit and buying more and buying more and buying more. You're like, I almost got the sound. I almost got it. Like I just need like a little, and then you buy another preamp, and then you buy another microphone, and the next thing you know, you're having paralysis by analysis, which is like, what the fuck did I do? I got like 10 microphones. Which one do I pick? And
same thing happens with instruments. It's like, okay, I can't play this because I need a better guitar. It's easy to go that route.
Yeah, exactly. Hey Petchy, I'm gonna play another song, of course, because we got quite a few to go through.
Yep.
But you know what I didn't find in here? I'll send you a DM so you can find it for me. And I won't bother people listening to me tell you which one to get me. But this next song is gonna be Melody. This is by Ingrid Cornelia, which I have to confess, I was not familiar with the artist Ingrid Cornelia, but the song is lovely. So, and Melody is also like one of those magical voices. So she did an amazing job with this cover. All right, so let's go ahead and play it, and I'm gonna send you a DM, Petchy, so that you can find me the track.
This is my cover of Ingrid Cornelia's I Am Woman. live my life in cycles, in faces like the moon. I am cyclic by nature. This is my truth. I am woman. I am woman. My body is filled with water, an ocean inside of me. The moon brings on the tides, making waves from the deep. I am cyclic like the moon, watching faces of myself. I am woman. I am woman. Confident when the moon is full. When she's dark, I go and hide. I live my life in cycles, looking in and looking out. I will follow only rivers. The rivers lead me where it flows, flowing from the heart is the only truth I know. I am woman. I feel deep. I am woman. I feel deep. Look me in the eyes when you talk to me. I feel the need to be seen, to be acknowledged for more than my beauty, for my spirit, my heart and my soul. Heart and soul. So hold me tight, and I hold you tight in my moonlight, in my moonlight. But beware, I change, I change, I change. Every day, every minute, every way. I change, I change, I change. I never stay the same. I change, I change, I change. Every day, every minute, every way. faces like the moon. I am cyclic by nature. This is my truth. I am woman. I am woman. I am woman.
Well, as everything she ever does, absolutely magical. Melody has one of those voices, right? It was designed to mess with you. Like you're not supposed to just listen to it and be calm about it. You're supposed to listen to it and stop you in your tracks. Whatever it is that you're doing, it's not important. You gotta just listen. That's how it's supposed to work. Betchy, are you here? Or are you fake music?
Yeah. No, I'm never fake music. You just need to hit the unmute button.
Bottom. The bottom.
Bottom.
Listen, I know that you're not supposed to kind of, well, I guess you could, but you can't, or you shouldn't, but you could. Out of all the things that we played today, can you tell me like your 3 favorite ones, or so far for the cover of Steamian, or you don't feel comfortable saying that?
I mean, they kind of psycho. But let me see. I'm thinking. I like one of the things that with the lists I sent you. I didn't want like too much of the same author getting repeated.
Yeah,
because they're for example, Willings has the record. He has been covered 4 times.
Oh yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and me being one of them. But also Passion Ground covered him, and 2 other.
Passion Ground covered Willings, or Willings covered Passion Ground?
Both.
Oh wow, that is awesome! I had no idea.
It happened. Yeah.
What, I thought I was completely updated with the covers, and I guess I wasn't.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I had to choose. If you ask me tomorrow, it would change. But the one you're gonna play now is one of my favorites.
Yeah, this one broke me.
I really like Darren's cover. Darren Claxton made a cover.
Yes, that was excellent.
And well, fresh out of the oven is Priscilla. But there's so many good ones, so it's really hard to pick. I mean, I wouldn't be fair to everybody else.
Yeah. That's why I was putting you in the spot a little bit. I wanted to ask you a difficult question because there's no right answer there. There's so many covers that are beautiful, and so many homages, because that's what it is, that are absolutely life changing for a lot of people. Not just the person who performed it, but the person who was, I guess you could say, recognized.
Mm-hmm.
That it's hard to pick. It's extremely hard to pick. And that's kind of the reason, because I'm asking you this because of course I'm biased. So I'm saying this as somebody who is really biased. But
and also one of my favorites, and I'm not allowed to say it, it's the only person that actually covered me. And it has a nice feeling. And actually it's funny because one of the reasons I'm never covered is because my songs are quite difficult to perform.
Oh, we're gonna play that one afterwards for sure.
Yeah, and it was funny because even the person who covered it kept asking me questions like, "What are you doing here? What is this chord? What the hell are you thinking?" And it's like, okay, I'm gonna try and explain. And if you see the video, it's hilarious because she is singing it with the pianist, and the pianist, the whole song, he's like looking at the keywords like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, because everything he knows about harmony had to be thrown out the window so he could play your song.
He has like a confused face. all the time. It's like he's like, what the hell's going on? But he did nail it. He got 90% of it correct. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. And there's another one that well, didn't cover me because wanted to cover Lejos, which is a song of mine that is like in 7/4 and has all these quirky chords, and she gave up. I actually made like a little video tutorials. Okay, this is how you play it. These are the chords. This is how, and she gave up. I'm not gonna say who it was,
Mm.
but yeah, one person actually covered me, and that that is one of my favorites. But I'm biased.
Yeah, of course. And so this is we're gonna start with my bias, and then we'll go with your bias, and the reason why, and I this is not really because I feel like I'm an amazing songwriter or anything like that. It's actually the opposite. Every single time I've just written songs because I was sad and I needed to work out that emotion. So when I wrote this song, I was not in a good place. I was not in a good place. I was well. I'm still young, but I was a lot younger. I was 24, 25 years old, and I felt like life as I knew it was ending. A long relationship at the time was ending, and I felt that I wasn't loved, and it wasn't my uncle. No, she would never do that to me, and I felt that I wasn't loved, and I felt that I needed somebody to lie to me just so that I could I guess hold on to the lie and feel okay for one more second. So when I wrote the song, I was just I don't know. I was being okay with being lied to. And then Serena grabbed it and she made it her own, and I like it a lot more. Like, it's one of those songs to where I've always loved the song. It was part of my history, part of who I am. But when Sharina sang it, I'm like, okay, it's not my song. It's now it's for her. Now it's her. Like, if this song was to be ever recorded again, it would have to be Serena. It wouldn't be me. So, of course, I'm biased. But this is Serena Matthews, and song's called "Lie to Me."
This is a song called Lie to Me, and it's by Mino. And this is for cover of Steamian, which was created by Petchy. Looking for a reason to touch your hands, searching for the seasons, writing down my plan. 'Cause in my mind you live with me, and in my heart you'll never leave. Let's pretend you don't have to go. Let me kiss you, don't say no. And lie, please lie to me. And lie, oh, lies can set this writer free. And tell me that you miss me as much as I do. And tell me I'm not crazy for dreaming about you. Please just lie to me. I really want to touch you, but I know that I can't. I really want 'cause in my mind you live with me, and in my heart you never leave. Let's pretend you don't have to go, and let me kiss you. Don't say no, no, just lie. Please lie to me, and lie, oh, lies can set this rider free, and tell me that you miss me as much as I do, and tell me I'm not crazy for dreaming about you. Oh, lie, please lie to me, and lie, oh, lies can set this rider free, and tell me that you miss me as much as I do, and tell me I'm not crazy for dreaming about you. Please just lie to me.
Of course, I'm biased, but I think Serena's delicate voice just makes that song. It just makes that song magical, really. So, like, I feel like she stole it, but I'm happy she did. And that's kind of how how I feel about it. Even Amber, I don't know if you read that comment, Petchy, but even Amber said to me, "I'm sorry," like in a comment when she did it, it's like, "I'm sorry, man, no, the song is not yours anymore." And I'm like, I know. I know it's not mine anymore, but it's perfect. It's perfect the way it is.
Serena's a thief.
Yeah. Apparently.
Now there you go. Ron is confirming it.
Yeah. Ron confirms.
Yeah. So now my scam becomes clear. Actually, I'm promoting some song stealing.
Yeah. That's what
how it
you're
works.
doing. You know, speaking of stealing, there's actually a really like funny to me. I guess maybe it's not funny to anybody else, but there's a really funny quote from Bob Dylan. You know his Dylan about his quote about being original.
Uh-huh.
You know, the trick to being original is not letting anybody know your sources.
Yeah, I know that quote.
and I say that because I as a songwriter, all of us, it doesn't matter who you are. You could be been doing this for 40, 50 years, doesn't matter. Every time you write a song, you're always concerned if somebody else already did it. Like, oh, somebody already did this progression. Somebody already sang about this. Somebody already used the G to C, whatever. But the truth of the matter is that none of that is really important. Like, it is, but it's not. Like, if the message is there, if the emotions are there, who cares? There's actually a video. I think they're Australian. I'm not sure, so maybe the pony can confirm. There's a video of these guys. It's like a comedy skit where they do, like, I don't even know how many hits, like 14, 15 hits, one after the other, using the same chords.
Yeah, I know. It's like the Axis of Awesome. It's like a comedy trio.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't
They
remember.
grab the four chord progression and they just start like spitting out like 40 songs, and they're all hits.
Yeah. I think it could be the Axis of Awesome. I think they're Australian. I think I heard them speaking once. And it's kind of funny, right? Because you're like, oh no, you got to be original. But the truth is,
yeah, they're Australian. They're confirming it.
yeah, confirmed. Aussie confirmed. Kangaroo confirmed. The truth is that all the chords have been used, and what really matters at the end of the day is you being able to convey the message, and that's really the only thing that matters. Like if you're able to convey the message, or if you're able to put your soul into the song, like who cares? Who cares if you're playing a song in the key of C one more time? Who cares? And I think that some of the best songwriters don't pay attention to that stuff. I suspect. I'm not sure. Now, I say this as a weird premise to the next song we're going to play, Pitch.
Okay.
Because we're going to play a song that is so complicated. Right?
What? Sorry, it cut off. What did you say?
That I'm saying all this, right? We're talking about being simple, about conveying the message and all this stuff, and how important it is just to, just to put it out there, just to let your soul speak, right?
Yeah.
And then the next song, it's going to be a song that has chords all over the place, and
okay.
In complete contrast to what we're talking about.
Okay.
You were debating this concept of being opposed. I think the human brain is kind of funny, right, in that sense, because everything that we think about comes from, even though it comes from the same person, it also comes from the same psychological profile. Like today I was playing a weird little game with Serena, right? I was programming, believe it or not, Dracos, you'll be proud of me. I've been doing a little bit of programming lately to trying to get some stuff done. And I programmed this little widget so that people could chat from a website onto Discord. And Serena went onto the widget and she went into the Discord, but it shows you as a guest. And she says, if somebody guesses who I am, I'll send 1 SBD. And right away, I was like, Serena. And she's like, oh, how did you know? And the truth is that it's because I'm close with her enough to know her psychological profile enough to know her drive, the things that make her happy, like give her joy, and one of those would be to play such a game. So if I had to think of all the people that are in Helpy that would enjoy doing that, the first thought in my mind would be Serena. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I think everything as creators, right, as everything that we do, everything that we write, everything that we sing about and all this stuff comes from that particular bias, that particular psychological profile, so, and I guess if we are able to surrender to it, maybe that makes sense what I'm talking about, and allow that particular profile to shine through, then even if we're using the same chords as anybody else, or if we're using 100 chords, it still comes out like us. Does that make any sense at all?
I had a conversation with and it was he brought out some silly examples, but it was like very revealing. With Michael Leake, the leader from Snarky Puppy, I actually met him and I talked to him, and
I remember. That was a special day.
Yeah, and he brought this silly example that I found so amazing. It's like he writes instrumental music, but he says like all my music is about something. I mean, he never writes just because. And he put a silly example, and he was like, let's write a song about a musical sandwich. He says, let's make a musical sandwich, and he started like putting together like a real sandwich. It was a silly example, and he was like, don't laugh, this is serious. It's like, okay, what type of bread does it have? It's like, okay, let's say it has white bread, and maybe white bread is the drum section, and white bread could be, it would be very different if it was, I don't know, pumpernickel, whatever. And then we started like building this sandwich, and then just deciding what type of musical impact it has, and the different elements of the sandwich, and it was like, there you go, you have a song. And I found it like it was really funny because you would have different interpretations of simple stuff. For example, if you gave me a pumpernickel bread with celery and blue cheese, I would punch you in the face.
That's gonna sound dissonant. Yeah, that's gonna sound dissonant.
Yeah, but maybe somebody loves it. Some weirdo out there. It's like the best sandwich ever.
You know what though? I have to tell you. I have to tell you. I used to hate the German black bread. I used to tell Anka it tasted like Lysol. Now I love it. I don't know what happened. Like, cause I remember the first time I ate it, I felt like she grabbed a piece of, what's it called, of whole wheat bread, and put a Lysol spray and went and gave it to me. And now I'm like, man, this is delicious. So something happens to the I don't know, over time. So I guess to those who like those pumpernickels and all, like maybe if you eat it enough, one day you wake up and like, man, I could really use some pumpernickel. No,
But
but so far for me,
But-
it hasn't worked out.
but then he took it to a serious level, and he did say this phrase. It's like, we're all prisms. That's how he said it. The prism.
Prism.
Yeah, we all see the same light, but we reflect it differently.
Oh, I love that. That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy.
After the musical sandwich, that was the enlightenment part.
Oh, that's great. That's a great analogy. Well, I say I'm gonna write a song about a sandwich too. See what happens. That sounds interesting. So,
Yeah, I actually found out one of the Snarky Puppy songs I like is about a chicken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Snarky Puppy is awesome. I haven't listened to him for a while, but there's a particular track that comes to mind, the one that has that singer that does the two tones at the same time. I don't remember the name.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
It's Layla Hathaway.
Exactly, Hathaway. That's just that. I think the first time I heard it, I got so many goosebumps. I had to go check myself. It's pretty brutal. They always have amazing musicians, and the drummer that they have is just ridiculous.
Well, they're a music collective, so it's always different musicians.
On that particular track, though, I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's play Spichiche.
So
Let's play this song.
I'm going to the audience.
Yeah. So the next song I'm going to play for you guys, it is a song that Pichiche wrote a while ago. It's a very beautiful song. So even though Pichiche is not here to introduce the song, I will introduce the song because it's a very special song and it requires an introduction. A long time ago, Pechi was considering leaving the music world. That's the truth. Maybe he'll correct me in chat if I'm speaking out of line, but I remember the story because it was told to me not only by him but also by my mother. And he became friends with this gentleman from Germany who had retired to Ecuador. The dude had been a professional musician his whole life. He had lived as a professional musician and only a professional musician, and played for, like, I think he even had a signature drum set. I'm not even sure about that one, but I remember seeing drumsticks. Like, so the guy was like a big deal. And one day, I guess, he was diagnosed with cancer, and they told him he wasn't going to make it. So his name was Herbert. So he decided to just pack up and left to Ecuador. And the reason why he left was not because he found some crazy cure or something like that. It was just he decided, if I am going to leave this world, I'm not going to do it laying in bed with chemo. So Herbert Binks, that was his name, moved to Ecuador, South America, and to a small village called Vilcabamba, where he met my mother and my stepdad, and they became really close friends. And as a coincidence, Pechi met him, and they also became close friends. So Herbert became somewhat of a mentor for Pechi. And one of the things that he would always tell Pechi, like, to follow your dreams, to not listen to. One of the favorite quotes I think I heard from Herbert, told to me by Pechi, was he would always talk about the creative police. How people are going to tell you that you can't do something. People are going to tell you that, that's already been done or whatever. There's going to be people that criticize when you're trying to do your thing. And to not let that stop you, because he would say that he spent wasted a lot of his life following somebody else's dream, right? Fighting for somebody else's dream and not fighting for his own. And that was his regret. So he was trying to impart that wisdom to Pechi, trying to tell him, hey, listen, no matter what happens, you do you. Don't listen to the creative police, and just be happy. Don't worry about anything else. Just go for it. And so this song, the one Magali, I think that's her name, covered, is Pechiche's song dedicated to Herbert, to his mentor, to his friend. But it's super complicated in the Pechiche style. So here we go. It's called Dicen.
Saludos amigos, yo soy Irma Leza y en esta ocasión quiero interpretarles un cover de un tema hermosísimo titulado Dicen, de mi buen amigo Pechiche Mena. Espero les guste.
Dicen que cuando me vaya y me vuelva a tiempo en la infinidad, dicen que cuando me vaya y me vuelva a tierra y brisa del mar, dicen que cuando mi alma se la lleve el viento a la eternidad, dicen que cuando palabras que lleve en mi pecho vuelvan a cantar, volaré. Dicen que cuando mi alma se la lleve el viento a la eternidad, dicen que cuando palabras que lleve en mi pecho vuelvan a cantar, volaré, surcaré, viajaré en tu pecho, en tu piel.
I love the song. I love the song. I love the lyrics. The lyrics are so powerful. They're so special. I can't help but to smile just because the keyboard player, like Pechi was saying, he's so concentrated. Like it's of course, like if you're not a musician, maybe it just seems like something weird, right? But at the end, there's I don't even know what there's there's 3 modulations just at the end. For the last not even paragraph, last 2 lines. So and makes it to where if you don't concentrate, because as it happens with musicians, I'm the same way. You default to certain moves, right? Like you're so used to following a particular pattern that you just do it almost by muscle memory. But if you're doing so many modulations, it's absolute concentration, because that's not where you want to go. You want to, I don't even know, is that how you say it in English, Petitia? You want to solve the harmony, so you default, like if you're on 4, you want to go to 5 and then back to 1. Like do you call it resolving in English? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, you call it resolving. As Nathan says, I use pivot a lot. I grab a particular note that doesn't have anything to do harmonically and use it as a pivot to modulate somewhere else, and I do that all the time.
Yeah. Well, if you are a musician that composes, in Italian. If you're a musician that composes progressive stuff, or if you like classical music, maybe you've heard. Well, not even, because classical music doesn't modulate like that. They do the sharp 9s. They do a few things that today are not even that controversial, but For the most part, the modulations are not that they're not such hard turns. Well, depends on who you're listening to, right? I guess when I say classical, if I talk Mozart, it's different than if I'm talking Rachmaninoff. Like, so I guess I shouldn't be so quick to say general things about composition. But what most people know, because most people don't listen to Rachmaninoff, you know. So Pechi, did you fake news me again, or did you mute your microphone?
No, I'm in myself because I'm typing.
I got a few more. We still got some time, so we're gonna be able to. I think we're gonna be able to play them all.
Okay. I don't know what else do we have.
Even though she's not here, I think everybody is gonna appreciate this cover because she's also one of our favorite little helpies and a beautiful human being. So I say we do your version of Zipporah's song. What do you think?
Okay. Yay.
Yeah, we might be able to pull it off. We got two more after that, and then that's it for the list you send me. So we might be able to pull it off.
I get to play twice.
You get to play twice tonight. Serena also got to play twice. But
yeah.
if you are listening on Steam or if you're listening on YouTube, and you're wondering, I want to get on there. Well, you need to get involved with Cover Steamian. There's a list that gets published every single week of the song pool you can pick from. The reason why it's done this way is so that people that don't want to be covered, and there are a few of them, and we have to respect their wishes, don't have somebody cover them. So there's a list. It's a pool. You can pick anything you want.
There's either that or actually Crystal helped me. She set up there's a channel inside the open mic Discord, which you can reach out to a particular Steamian if you want to cover a song, because 99.9% of the musicians on the platform are in the open mic Discord. So if you want to cover a particular song, you can just go into that server under the Cover Steamian channel and just tag the person and try to contact him or her. So that's how it works.
Well, awesome. Well, now you know. So if you just listen to that on Steam or on YouTube, that's how you do it. You got to get involved with the open mic Discord. Do you put a link of the open mic Discord on your Cover Steamian post? I think you do.
It is. I put it every week. I should make it bigger.
Yes. I actually should do a better job at shilling that particular Discord because we have so many musicians on the platform and they should all be involved. So, all right. So here we go. This song is called Home Tonight, and if you are a participant of MSP, you've heard this on Steam Mix, so you're familiar with the song. And this is Pechi doing his version of Zipporah, Home Tonight.
I know there are no secrets in this life, no hidden meaning that I will someday find. No one's gonna come and make it all alright. I've got to find my own way home. Tonight, there's a bitter wind blowing, and I'm coming home, home tonight, and home tonight, home tonight, and home tonight, home tonight. Long I've been wandering down this lonely road, dragging my feet with heavy things I would not let go, searching for ways to fix me, to make me whole, but my soul's not it's just so and tired of walking alone. But I'm alright, I'll make it home. Home tonight, home tonight. Home tonight, home tonight. So I open the window and stretch my arms wide. I'm ready to leave it all behind. Like a little sparrow, I'm falling for flight. I trust his little wings to carry me on so high, fly, little bird fly, all the way home, home tonight, home tonight, home tonight, home tonight. Home tonight, home tonight.
You know what's something crazy about Pitchy, and that he continuously says uh, that he's not a singer. He's been saying that forever, and what's funny about that is, I don't know if that's a trauma that you have, Pitchy. I have to say, because there was a time. I'm gonna put you on the spot here a little bit, and I apologize, but it's a bit of a funny story, and you're my younger brother, so I'm allowed. There was a time, long time ago, when Pecci used to do acting. So he was an actor, and he did soap operas and everything. No joke. You can find them; they're online. But
Please don't.
But I won't share the links. But if somebody finds them, that's it's up to them. So when Pecci so when Pecci decided that he wanted to do music, there was an article in the newspaper that said the actor. What did it say, Pecci? The actor wants to be a musician. Like
that's a headline. Yeah.
It's like an actor wants to become a musician, and I remember my mom telling me, "Your brother's so upset." I'm like, "What?" Because he's not an actor. He says, I'm a musician. I just have to act because I have to make some money. And they got it the other way around. So I think his weird trauma with singing, it's probably connected to something there. Because every single time that I've told him, hey, you sing or whatever, he's like, no, I'm not a singer. No, I'm not a singer. And and I think it's connected to those events when he was trying to be seen as a musician, but he was seen as an actor. And this is not to say you can't do both. Look at Nathan. Nathan does both, But
Nathan is an actor too. Yeah.
Yeah, Nathan is an actor and a singer. But so that's a good question. I don't know if that ever made him feel weird about it. Kind of like, if I act too much, then I'm not going to be such a good musician, or if the thing was completely disconnected. I honestly, pragmatically speaking, I know there's absolutely no connection. You can be an amazing singer and an amazing actor. There's no connection there, but psychologically, you could think to yourself.
Yeah, it was weird because I think the reason, at least personally, is because when I was like knocking on doors and I wanted to be noticed as a musician, I got all closed doors, and then as a last resort, I went to an audition, for an acting role, and I ended up getting like a small role that just started escalating to a point that I started getting like decent roles in soap operas and all that stuff. But it was funny because when a TV channel actually offered me a contract, I turned it down, and I went to a record label, and they opened the door because I was the actor, and that's how I got my first big gig.
See? So the one thing you were rejecting was the one thing that opened the doors.
Yeah, I can't deny it. It's how it happened. Actually, I was I was in the with Borges. That's like the most important producer in Ecuador. He actually, I sat in his office and I told him what my plans were, and he offered me to tour for one of his musicians. And it's like, are you sure you want to do this? Because I don't get you. And it's like, yeah. This is it. This is it.
I don't want to act
And
anymore.
yeah, and I ended up getting a record contract. That's how I got it.
They're looking for links, Pechi. They're gonna find them. Like it doesn't really take that much work. You can find them. Pechi has a really funny saying he says all the time. He's famously anonymous because
Yes.
because he's been like in big stages. He's acted and all this stuff, and you can find the videos, and some of them have a shit ton of views, but the name is not there.
Yeah.
Right?
I have a viral video actually. Yeah. Let me see how many I'm gonna type, so I'm gonna mute. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say what video is, but I'm just gonna give the number.
You've seen some of it? Yeah. Serena is saying she could be so mean. Well, I don't know, Serena. I don't know if you should do it. We don't have that big of an audience tonight, so I guess you wouldn't be that mean. But at the same time, I don't know. Bet you could be extra sensitive. So I don't know. I don't know if it's the right thing to do.
I mean, whatever. Well, that video has 47 million views, and nobody knows I'm there.
That's crazy, right? Well, we're not gonna have more time to play more songs, so we're just gonna say goodnight for now. I really hope that tonight's show was special for you guys. I knew it was gonna be a slow night in a sense. It was gonna be more intimate just because the activity on MSP, on Steam, and all that has gone down considerably. I'm sure you guys have noticed. I'm sure you guys have noticed how all of a sudden all these thousands of enthusiastic bloggers went away. And same thing on MSP. But I figured, you know what? Maybe it's a great night to do something a little more intimate. Maybe it's a great night to have a conversation with a little more feels than normal. And to show you guys how appreciative I am of every single one of you, of all the songwriters, of all my friends that I've made on this platform. And just speak like this, like we were sitting all around a campfire. And
You know what? Just to end it with like a good punchline. This is gonna be my punchline. The heck with it. There you go. Enjoy.
yeah, that's Pechi acting. That's there you go. All right, guys. Well, it's been an amazing night. Love you all. Thank you so much for coming. This is Meno, and of course, we're gonna do a show next week. So make sure you participate of MSP. Make sure you participate of all the shows, because there's not only mine. There's so many shows on here that are absolutely amazing. So this is Meno signing off. Much love to you all.
Bye bye.